All right, welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew, and today we got our 25 days of Christmas. Today's day 20, so I'm gonna get a little shuffle in for this, like about a minute or two. Um, Give a quick little yap, and then we'll tap into those energies. All right. So with that being said, got some interlude music for you. If somebody want to help a brother out, put a time stamp in the comments for when the reading really start, and then we'll get going. But here's some origami beats for y'all as y'all you know enjoy the vibes and the shuffle. Okay. Kind of want to let y'all see that. There we go. Get some sage in there. So yeah, I just want to quickly vent if I could. It's not a yap. Well, it's not a productive yap for y'all, I guess, but it's for me. I just need to vent this shit out. I'm sick. Like, there's one thing that like challenges me in this world, and that is the the arrogance of other people and their intelligence. I think I come off, I think, a little too humble sometimes. I'm too open. I'm too much of a teacher. I'm too accommodating. I try too hard to explain, but then at the end of the day, on the other side, I'll be cutthroat, and it be kind of hard to talk to motherfuckers, like through text and shit. So I want to talk more out, but I just need stimuli. So I don't know where to get my stimuli from outside of like doing readings, but I be wanting to address things and the simplicity of like I don't tell me how I should do it. I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I'll eventually find it, but I want to be able to communicate what I have, but I feel like it's what I'm realizing is I think it's too smart. Like I'm starting to value that shit so much more. Damn, I'm starting to get into the reading, but anyways, the vent aspect was I need to stop like commenting at certain points with people because they just don't want to understand. And that's the whole premise of it. So, alright, that's it. I'm done with that. Vent bullshit. Alright, so, man, people be weird, bro. Like, I be telling y'all, like, all the time. Like, people be doing weird shit. So, like, there's this Jeep here who just parked right in front of me in the middle of the go-way. And just got his light shining. Like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, are you not respectful? These are the things that I'm talking about, man. In regards to how, like, I wish I could teach society, but they're unwilling to learn this thing that's clear as day in front of them. They just refuse. Like, I'm going to follow this dude and then like do the same shit to him and see if he like it. That's the kind of vibe that I feel. Like, why would you just sit here and do this shit? It's so ignorant as fuck. Like, but that's the thing. How can people not understand the differences of others? Well, it's simple because they're not pertaining to anything outside of themselves because they're not involved within themselves. They're involved into their ego. The ego is the aspect. So let me show you how this is relevant to what I'm trying to teach the world. I know that my ego is involved in the exact same statement that I just proclaimed. My ego is the one thinking I'm important enough to where that person stopped right there in front of my car, just so happened, and that motherfucker could have been on his phone texting like I was doing all day today. There has been an understanding at my level of, you know, fucking practice essentially, where I can see when I'm like being what I am saying. But I'm saying something most of the time to identify something I already identify myself to be. I'm trying to tell you, yes, you got the same shit going on. Bring your ass over here. And you like, no, I don't belong over there. That's how people respond. But like when I be trying to bring people to the light, I guess you can kind of say, and you notice I'm like pulling people. I keep taking that action, which I'm trying to show you how in real life. Like nigga, this is live, and I'm like consciously, like being aware of myself, saying that the energy that I'm exuding is like a pull, tug, yanking kind of energy. That's why it was literally expressed. But because it's being expressed, that tells me how do those thoughts become create? Oh, excuse me. How do those actions become created? Well, they're thoughts. So then you have to ask the question, how do those thoughts arise that will require me to perform an action that says I'm controlling, I'm yanking, I'm pulling, I'm forcing? Those are differences. And that is the whole thing. I really love to go against the people who say, everybody needs to unify. I used to be one of you motherfuckers thinking that everybody needs to unify until I smartened up and realized that we're already unified. We can't separate. I don't give a fuck if you say you're different. Bitch, you are here right now with me. How can we get any more unified than that? So, stop fucking pretending like right now isn't happening. But you don't believe in time like the way you should, which is why this shit don't make sense in your right time, which is why I keep saying that I think this shit is just too smart. Like, I think this shit is just too smart. But I've taught people this. So it's like looking at a diamond in the rough. But I understand that people can only see the fragments of the diamond that is in the rough. They can only see a fragment of that shit. And that saddens me. That saddens me. And I feel like I'm talking as if I'm outside or something. But I am, bro. Like, I've gone outside of this place by going into this place. I didn't I didn't do anything woohoo and crazy. I just got more in tune with the vibrations of real life. Like I'm not on certain levels with other people, but I'm on certain levels with other people but at a higher level. And it's crazy to understand that because that is the thing. That's like like expecting a person who's rich to be nice, but then they turn out to be mean as hell. And then you find out a person who was super duper rich, some extra adjective instead of a millionaire or billionaire. That's just a couple of extra 100 millions, but we're saying it in different ways to make it a clear cut different that these 100 millions is different from these hundreds of millions times the hundreds of thousands of millions. Like that's really what it is. 100,000 million is a billion. What I'm trying to express to you is that these changes are already upon us, but a lot of people don't forgive. This song is called Forgiveness, and I think that's a very important aspect just to bring into. If you can accept that things are different, you will never be able to forgive that shit. Just like if you don't address the fact that there are differences and problems and shit that you just don't want to happen, then you just won't understand this victory. This is for people who really want to get this real life shit going on with themselves. I'm gonna probably title this shit. This is for if you really want to get your life together. This is our overall energy for today is on the 20th, 12/20, man. This is the Six of Candles. I love this song, by the way. That's so great that this coming on at the same time. I'm bump this shit. Yes. I might have to bring it closer. Yeah. Alright. Towers. I'm gonna lay some cards out for y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about a little bit better. Cause I already know it's gonna come out. So let's watch it flow. Watching it flow. Just watching it flow. Just to doing what I can. Just to showing low. Intuition's just a laying now. I'm letting my angels just to direct my hands right now. So they gon' tell the story. And look at this. We got a sneak peek upon these things up on this dish. So keep it going, keep it flowing. They got one more for this beat on this boat going. So, I just want to let y'all know, look, we just did all of that shuffling in this tower moment, or tower card is still at the bottom. Maybe this is a tower moment for y'all, but it's not for me. I just said this was going to happen. And it is. So, let's explore with the Knight of Candles. This exploration, this is an example of what you need to do. That's what I'm told to say. You need to do what I am showing you right now so you can reach victory. But look at the cards that are showing. The only cards that are showing is, of course, the overall. We have our Knight of Candles. And this Knight of Candles is met with these two cards here. So, this matters to me. You see how these cards laid out like this? This matters to me. This again. Okay. Sorry. This is me being vulnerable right now. I have such a difficult time saying all the things that I really want to say because, sorry. There goes the lights. anyways, tap in, focus. Okay. I love this part of the song. Damn. All right. There was just so much happening right now. I was a little overstimulated. Lots of stuff just happened. Okay. So, I get a little overwhelmed sometimes, man, because I get very passionate about what I want to say. I see so much in my head, man, and my mouth doesn't move as fast enough to say what I need to say, but I already talk so fast sometimes, and I'm already like spewing it, and I know sometimes that shit just sounds fast to me and me sounding great, but I know what I sound like, and I know how rapid it's coming, so I try to slow myself down, which gets me to that point of like pausing. And because I recognize that again in myself, again, I'm built in order to do this, which is why I need to stop being a fucking bitch about like seeing it. It's my gift. It's my gift to see this shit, and then it's like it's hard for me to accept it low key because I'm lonely in this vision, and it sucks because it's so clear. It's right there in front of people. And what I'm talking about, the fact that we're in this energy here with this. So we're literally walking to victory. We're trying to find the victory. And where does it lead us first? We have these two of potions. We have these two choices, these bottles, these ways of how we can interact. I can be with my ego saying that this dude here is like trying to like, just be all weird and shit, or I can say I'm being weird thinking of weird things. Let me cool out and say what is an evidence-based aspect that I can apply right here to this scenario. Oh, but you got to get down to the root. And I'm saying it this way because these are the things that I'm trying to convey over text and Instagram on comments and shit. And people just want to accept whatever they want to say. No, what I'm talking about is regression. This is calculus. This is time ticking. Why are there 60 minutes in every hour? But why do we got 12 hours? Oh, because we made it up? But the sun is doing different things at each hour. So no, you can sit outside, you can watch the clouds go from the morning time to the fucking daytime. They are doing shit. These are actions. So these emotions are actions too. It's what we call a state of being. I understand the grammar because I taught the shit. And when I would be in classes teaching it, which why it gets me so mad, there's people who just learn shit. I'm learning how to teach others, which means you know you don't learn the same way as others. So me as the teacher probably knows that shit too. So when I'm presenting a lot of different fucking options, I'm not telling you all of me, I'm giving you options. You have the fucking plate. Go get the food at the buffet. It's your choice. This is the options that you're going through for yourself. You're realizing that the choice is leaving. You're not having a choice to make anymore. The Two of Cups is normally a good cup, right? But this Two of Cups operates as if it's the Two of Pentacles in the traditional deck. The reason why is because these aren't cups, these are potion bottles, and these are like stagnant things that you can exchange and share, like a water bottle, like a Gatorade bottle, like a coconut water bottle. Like these are things that have caps on them, unlike the cups which overflow and receive. These are sealed. All of these energies are like the Queen of Cups, which is why I think that Queen of Cups card kept coming out like between like the 12th and the 16th or something like that. It kept coming out all of the time, and it was showing itself around the 12th or 10th. But the Queen of Cups in the traditional deck is the only cup that has a cap on it. That means that the Queen of Cups is not going to share her cup. She's going to cultivate with your cup. She ain't about to. I ain't putting in. No, nigga. No. Like she ain't. No, she is not including nothing. Not mine. I'll help you with yours. That's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you my action. I'm going to be the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to do something for you home-like. But I'm thinking about this, and I'm going to be cutthroat about this boundary. This is mine. No. That's that Queen of Wands. I'll cut you off for that, and my mood is going to show it. You ain't touching my bottle. Like that's all of these potion bottles. That's all of those. In this deck, what we're doing is, which one of these do you want to accept? Well, literally for the last 3 days, I think we've been talking about this card. It's even been a final card one time, and we're talking about how we are putting ourselves in a state to where we're constantly reminiscing and acting on these things in the past. The reason why I said acting is because I threw myself in here. I am in a state that makes me want to argue online like I did in the past. I just realized that right now. So I'm thankful that I've seen this card, but this card is like this, which means what? What do you think this means? Instead of it being things that you're looking at, doing things on the outside to look inside at old toxic emotions that are just free flowing in cups. You're not looking at the nice safe water that you got over here that's been bottled up. This is like drinking nasty dirty water. I was going to say river water, but river water is pretty clean. Nasty dirty water, right? And then having a nice fresh, I was going to say Dasani because I think a lot of people know Dasani. So got a nice Dasani water. That's way better than this. But you're fixated on this. This is where we've been. But we've been doing things to keep us here. We've been doing things to take us there. We've been seeing people, seeing energies, having people around us, taking routine actions, behaving in certain ways that keep us looking back at old emotions and old flows. But again, we discussed previously that we're trying to get this viewpoint on what it felt like when you was that strong and powerful. But you already know that you felt weak and feeble and hurt. But you were doing so many things, so you don't know how to generate that same emotion where you're valuing all of your previous selves because those old actions are coming back to you now, and now you're in a position to where you can use this shit, but you don't know how to use this shit. Same thing with me. I don't know. I have an idea of how I want to use these energies, but all the time I spent typing today and yesterday and the day before, that shit should have went to my videos on my other channel in which I'm I'm just watching football today. That's all I've been doing instead of predicting about it. And that shit pisses me off because I wanted to do it just like I've been doing it here. But because I'm aware of myself about how angry I am regarding the situation, I got the light to see my own. I can now choose to say, okay, today is over. Are there football games tomorrow? Yes. Did I do other things today that I haven't done before? Yes. Was I blessed today? Yes. So many benefits today. So it was the right time. It was the right time. But what I'm saying is that the right time is now because we're starting to take the things that we used to do for the past, looking at the feeling and emotions, and what we're talking about now is we're going internal to see which one of these we feel is the best for us. We're not looking at the options of the past and trying to use it to project the future of what we could or should do. No, that past that we're referring to is already further than what we're referring to. It doesn't understand the current moment. Just like all of these smart ass people online who actually are intelligent, but they're stupid because to me, intelligence is understanding we're a multitude. So if you're only doing one thing, I think you're stupid. If you think you're only doing one thing, you're even dumber than that. Ain't no fucking way. You think you one motherfucking thing. Oh, literally. Because I know literally you are one person, but figuratively speaking, you are a changing person. We can compare you. We can use like or as. We can personify parts of you, parts of energies, parts of that oneness into fractions. This is so simple. It's so simple. It's so easy. Like God is this already. We've been saying it. Like if you just look at any of the religions that has anthropomorphized multitudes of a singularity, then you would understand, nigga, this is just one. What is the factor tree for one? One times anything is anything. That's the factor for one. One participates in all. I'm using math because it's clear as fucking day. This is how easy it is. I've taught this to niggas in fucking preschool. The language is the difference. So I'm not using language like this to help personify these things. In those preschool classes, I'm using things like, let's do a jumpy turn. They get that shit. But if I was telling them that they need to look at the inherent aspects of themselves and put a mirror to their image and then see that image shine a light on another image that's looking at both of us, then I can start to see the Trinity within me and shed myself upon my own shadows. I can cast new light with an old bright. And I can find victory, man. Yeah. So, let's tone this down a little bit and let's get a little deeper. Again, when cards are like this, that means these things are operating in a upright and a downright. That means you got upright over here, downright, or reversed, but it's going both ways. You got it happening twice. So what is the overall energy, or let me not say overall, what is the on top of energy? What is the obstacle, I think that you would say in the Celtic cross? What is that overall obstacle? This song is called First Love. So that's representing the number one to me, but I don't know why I was called to see that. So what we have here is, this is what, oh my God, the seven of candles. So we know the seven of candle, or the seven of rods, we're going to say, is the idea of you having to battle, but you're battling and you have the high ground, so you have the advantageous space. This is not a rod, bro. This is a candle. And what is the first thing that you notice about this candle? Well, of the 7 candlesticks, one stands out amongst the rest. Here you go. This candlestick is showing you that the reason why you have an advantageous state is because people are attacking you because you stand out. So stop thinking that they're attacking you. Thinking that they're attracted to you, but stop thinking that things attracted to you are bad for you. Just because a thing does what it do doesn't mean it's bad. Just because it's trying to do, this is why awareness is important, because if it's trying to do something, you got to understand it's going to always try. A leech is always going to leech on, literally. If you're in water and there's leeches, a leech is going to leech on to you and it ain't going to let go. It don't care. And guess what? If you pull it off, it's going to do what again? It's going to leech. Nigga, that's why it's called a what? Say it with me now. A leech. That that thing will leech onto you because by its nature and its term and its definition, we have identified behaviors where the primary root focus of that animal is leeching on and feeding and trying to sustain its life. It's trying to live. It ain't trying to die. What does it have to do? Well, that leech will stand out as its own individual thing. That thing is what we call the leech. That leech itself is parasitic and harmful to a lot of things, but its actions in of itself is healthy for you. But oh wait, how are leeches beneficial? Let's say you have an infection and you're swollen. Put the leech on you, suck that swollen blood up, get that fucking viral infection out of you, and you know what? Leech therapies work. These are old remedies that people still use to this day. But when you are wrapped, if you are an MD, you're going to only be wrapped up into your medical field. Stupid as fuck! So, guess what? Don't be stupid as fuck. If you're a doctor and you're studying cardiology, don't be dumb as fuck only studying cardiology. You should study things like what? Stress. Oh, so maybe you need to study neurology now, psychology now, sociology now. Why? Because those things influence the heart. Now we're talking about influences, but those influences create behaviors that can be mapped and documented, and then these behaviors that are mapped and documented can be measured and assessed, and we can have addictions or not, and we can see the influence on the heart. Guess what? We can go forwards and backwards now if you involved yourself as a person who can stand out seeing the rest instead of a person who's getting attacked by the rest. But you have to see where you're getting attacked, and you got to see where you're not, so you can apply both in the right context. This is like Disneyland. Disneyland, I'm not happy with you today, right? Because you keep copyrighting all the goddamn playoff games, and I want to watch the goddamn playoff games, but I got to do a video anyway, too. I could just say, oh, let me take advantage of this time, and now I'm here finding advantage in this energetic state. This is transmutation, but this is first us taking our passions to explore how we feel about the bottles that we possess, but we know we feel about them both, so that's the de-stress right there. That's the removal of the stress. That's just gonna go away, and you're gonna be thrilled that you got 2 bottles today. You again, not one bottle with a fucking toxic lake. Nope. You got 2 pristine bottles, brand new, waiting on you. Instead of deciding whatsoever, that's that old shit. That's that old shit. What you drinking on now? Oh, you see this shit right here? This shit right here? This is high quality H2O, straight from a glacier. I'm sorry, I keep doing these Waterboy references. But anyways, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's that energy that like leeches and attaches on within people. I was talking about yanking and forcing people and pulling them to the light. But that's that part of me that wants to leech on and really force people to learn, especially when they got potential. So that's like A good example, I think, who, I forgot her, I don't know her name, I forgot. She said it yesterday, though. She was talking about, like, on Hercules, where not Hermes, Phil, right? Phil, had a good eye for a good assessment. Another person said the same thing, and I resonated with this as well. I think I have good appraisal value, even though I don't think I have good appraisal value. It's the material aspects of the appraisal that I don't possess. Again, I don't know what I don't know, but I'm hoping, I'm searching, I'm finding. But I'm realizing that I just need to go to places I don't know and see how it connects to the things that I do know. Instead of going in there blind trying to learn and be an expert of some new field, I want to see how my field relates to this new place. Again, I'm trying to see how I stand out but stand in. Yep. So, I, so these two need to come first, and then the bottom one is going to be our lead, and then we'll clarify what this other three up top. So, we got three left. So, just want to show y'all this shit. So, first two. Uh, so we're creating, but where are you creating from? You're creating from stability of giving, even if you don't have a lot to give. I can't give a lot of people a lot of things, but I can always give them some knowledge. I can always give them something real. I'm not giving them anything that I've made up. That's the thing, bro. And I keep showing people and pointing it out clearly that, look, here it is again. These are numbers. Like, numbers is there, but people know we made up numbers, so why don't you understand that we're looking deeper? What is the problem? Oh, because you don't understand yourself enough. You don't know that you at a deeper level is a little bit different from you at a surface level. You don't get that, but you don't even know how to understand how to get that because you haven't studied the things that help you get that. Damn it. There goes them lights. I'm gonna just do this. So, as we're looking for, that's crazy. Every time that happens, I think about that now. But anyways, so look right there. That's a really good example. I just got distracted, right? I started daydreaming about, some words, and it made me start thinking about a person and smiling and shit. And so, how did I do that in the middle of the conversation? And now, right now, I'm literally calling myself out for that previous sequence of events. Why am I able to do that? The reason why I'm able to do that is because I've already created a space within myself where I'm always giving to myself. And so when I'm giving little bits and pieces like this, they're huge because for me, I have an abundance of them. I got a bunch of minis. It's not a bunch of blocks of cheese, like I said yesterday. It's a bunch of shreds of cheese now in a big ass bowl. I have a lot more to give in little packets. It's fragments. So I can only give people fragments, and they think that they're receiving so much, and that's so sad. So sad. It's like when your mama tries to give you something and you don't really like it, and the only thing you do is act like you like it because it's the respectful thing to do. That's sad because your mama know that you're only doing it because that's your mama. You you she the mama. Sorry, I didn't know how to politically say that shit correct, so I short circuit. You. I was thinking about that meme. I was thinking about that meme with that little boy. He was stuttering, but your mama know. But she's living on a different octave. Strangers aren't. They don't even know how to tap into your octave. But what can you do with that? Well, you can understand your octaves and you can change your tones. You can play yourself like a musical instrument and you can request different versions of you. A new song. How am I going to dance to this flow that I'm interacting with these people with? Well, I have a really good side of me, and it's like I save it for the people I'm around. But then the online side of me is much the same, but because they don't get my smile and they don't hear my voice and the extra shit, they don't understand it, and it comes off as whatever they perceive it to be. That's not me, but because that's establishing a version of myself, I have to be unified with all parts of me. So if you think I'm an asshole, well, I've been an asshole before. Maybe this is my job duty to do for you. That is context of standing out while standing in. You didn't put yourself in that boat, but you're going to play the part. You're creating with what you have and you're giving little bits. So even if you go dark, let's say, you're still barely just scratching the surface because it's a fragment of you being full. In other words, because it only happens a little, you got to value it because it doesn't happen a lot. This is what we call a rarity. So it's a rare occurrence where you have like what we call an epiphany or full alignment with mind, body, soul in the future. You can see things on a linear path because you have what we call those downloads. You be receiving. It's not the feelings all the time. It's combinatory. So you gotta think of it as layers. Just like in math, it starts with numbers and then we start being combinatory. A one and a one. We say different things now has a different relationship. This is shown to us by understanding ourselves, separation, difference, the devil. This without I think this is the problem because that dude had a really big issue with the fact that I prefer separation from people. I think people need to divide because it'll force if you understand division, it forces people into groups. And the smaller the groups are, guess what? You eventually everything can be just cut down into a unit of one and a unit of one. Me versus you. God, devil. Hero, villain. Heru, Set, or Asar. There are this dichotomy, angel, devil, good, bad, cop, robber, tagger, fleer. Like there's always that separation. That's the devil because people want to unify. The only reason why people want to go and be unified is because they don't know how to unify within themselves. They want to be included. I'm not talking about the desire to enjoy things with people or be a part of a community or create and build families. No, I'm talking about the fact that people can't do without those things. People go crazy by themselves. People are always by themselves. So people don't even understand that they are by themselves with themselves. That's two already. It's a part of you, and you don't recognize when you're doing one version of yourself versus the other. You don't recognize it, and the reason why you don't recognize it is because you don't believe that you're separate. You don't believe in it. Sorry. Whole lot of cops and lambs and stuff. But anyways, what we're looking at here, man, is something that we really got to focus on. And the focus really comes down to the fact that we're always going to have this dichotomy. A lot of people are afraid of that. But this is the most important thing about life. Separation or subtraction or division is what we call change. And isn't everything changing? Stop acting like you are the first. You are not. And I'm only talking to the people who can't get their ego to understand this. Even me. There's parts of me who just don't want to hear this shit. You gotta know that about yourself. So when you remind yourself, I don't want to see that shit, I don't want to hear this shit, and you change the channel, you at least have a part of you that'll think about it and say, well, what did you learn? And then, or did you get this? Did you did that? Like, it'll give you a part of you that will question you, and you will start to cultivate somebody who would hold you accountable with being authentic with yourself. And then you go in there and you say, damn, this is not that bad. Actually, it's not scary at all. I know I don't like this shit. Let me get this shit the fuck up out of here. You take a different point of view, and guess what? It doesn't matter if you think this devil was a devil. The thing is, this thing caused you to make that change. Like, I hate what my parents did to me and my fucking brother. Those three, my mom, my dad, and my brother, those three people hurt me so much because I trusted them at a higher level than anybody else for three different reasons. My mom because she was my mom, my dad because he's the only one who I fucking feel like understood me intellectually, and I understood his emotions, and I can express that to him, and he was able to express it back to me because we could communicate, but we didn't have the time. And then my brother because he hated me. He's not my real brother, but he hated me and always been jealous over things that I never understood because I thought we was the Wonder Twins, nigga. But no, not at all. Always been jealous. I've not known that from the very moment. I just didn't know, how people would talk about me in regards to others and whatnot. And it's just like that that all came afterwards. Those devils in my life, it was horrible things. Especially like because it's the energy. When you feel hatred and intent, like desire to harm, when you feel that shit and then you see it in practice, you really understand the devil. And then you start to reflect on the times where you were doing those same things, especially the times where you did it on accident. You reach this duality. That's what the song is called. I'm no lie. You reach this duality, man. And when you reach this duality, you start to see that it's nothing but a confliction within yourself. In this movie, Bookie only did what he did because Jack was busy trying to steal somebody else's shit. He was not focused on his path, or he was not aligned, a lot of people will say. But he was, because he needed to find that re-inspiration so he can go and do what he needed to do to keep Oogie Boogie in his motherfucking place. He knew what to do. But because the part of the world, the light of the world, was in a sunken place doing some other shit, guess what? The darkness rose and overcame most. So what do? You realize that because darkness is overcoming the world, darkness must have overcome the light as well. So what does that mean? That means you have the dark of night, the dark night. That's what they call it. But what it is that is the pilgrimage of the suffering hero. That is the hero who has lost and became destroyed in critical condition. And now it needs to transform. Now it needs to change. It needs to value his old self, aka the devil. It needs to find a reason why it can't overcome the past, because the only difference of that now is realizing that I'm not there. I'm right now, so I'm more. Which means that you can see the more and you will always see that ideal self. You'll see that duality as a trinity now. A projection outside of you in the front, a projection outside of you in the back, and you are a straight line between the two linearly, but moving as a wave through life. Meaning you can have high thoughts, and you can have low thoughts, but you can moderate those things in between, and you can fluctuate with variances in between. Any which way that you bring it, man. any which way that it wants to flow. You can appreciate the devil if you let go of the fact that the devil is what it is and value what it allows us to do. Because these devils will start to change and generate a new groove. Yes, there are big devils and demons, but the small ones are the ones that you make small in your mind. So even the biggest demon, the biggest devils can be minuscule if you have the power to transform how you see it, meaning change how you use your light. Change how you use your light. That will be your own right. But those differences that you bring, they come through the things that are unseen. So let's see this shit. Let's see those three things, man. Let's see those three things happen. And these three things that's about to happen are going to come at, like I just said. We have, let's see, our left side, we got our right side, then we got the side that moderates between the two. Got our input, got our output, got our function. We got our output call, got our input call, got the phones in between on both sides. Let's see. So what is connecting us? What did we not see? What do we need to see? Bro, so again, instead of thinking of this as walking away from all the emotions like in the traditional deck, you need to start to see these are all the different types of bottles that I have in my cupboard. Hey, coming over to my house, what's up, man? You need a refreshment? Sure, well, I got Coke, Sprite, Yellow Mellow, I got ginger ale fruit splash. I got Sprite Zero for those who want that. I got Minute Maid lemonade. And you know what? We got some hibiscus tea. Lots of different options. What do you need? What will be refreshing to you? These are all sealed just for you. You have to go and you got to see which one of these you need. This is your mood. What are you in the mood for? What are you looking to drink? What are you looking to gain? What are you looking to expect? What do you want to value? This is what you're seeing. You're seeing the things that change the values of what you want. It goes right back down to our Two of Cups. Our tool potions right here, where we're trying to see what is the best waters. We want that high quality H2O straight from a glacier. We want those kind of bottles of water. We don't want to be drinking, nothing on this, but I don't really drink it. Lipton iced tea. I don't drink that shit really. I want some organic shit. I want something that will, stimulate me in multiple ways. I don't want to just drink a Coca-Cola. Some people might say, oh, I'm going to drink a vintage Cola Poppy or Olipop. Some other alternative. This is the idea of where we're at right now. We got to see how the devil will give us a vision of the alternatives of what we provided. And what is one way we can see this? We can see this one way as being stagnant or pause, or you can see it as you exchanging. That's what I'm hearing. Santa Claus didn't know what to do. He couldn't do anything. All he can do was just be immersed in the darkness doing this. What you're doing is you're seeing what refreshments are needed. Even though this looks chaotic, these are just shadows, and that's all it was. It was just images and sensory inputs and outputs. These are just sensations that might make you go up and down, but you still got to choose, okay, I want to do this or that. You still got to make that choice, and this is the idea. You got to see that being paused and receiving information is okay. You got to be able to accept things as they are. And what else do you need to do? Got the Eight of Candles. So again, Eight of Wands will be us walking away. No, Eight of Candles says, I'm going to be the flex person of the department. I'm going to be the runner of the job. I'm not just going to sit at the fries and do the fries. I'm not just going to sit at the grill and grill burgers. I'm not just going to sit at the cash register and do cash register. I'm not just going to take out the trash and clean up. I'm not just going to sit in the back and do paperwork. I'm not just going to take calls at the drive-thru. I'm going to do it all. It's busy, I'm double duty on the register. It's busy, I'm double duty on the orders. It's busy, I'm double duty on the fries. I'm double duty on the burgers. I'm here to support and be an extra. So what are you being an extra to? These two things. Notice these are two blue cards. These are things of communication aspects. This is the feels, bro. This is the feels, bro. This is the feels, bro. So, again, we're trying to change what I call in soul inspiration your perspective. Your perspective is how you feel about the sensations, and this is normally what we're arguing with people about. We're conveying our perspective, but we're using different perceptions or mental applications of expression. Mental application of expression means arts too. Think STEM, think STEM. Really think STEAM, throw the art in there too to include the mathematics, the science, technologies, and the maths. We're starting to see that these things come in balance where we start to associate our abilities to flirt between multitudes of areas because we can see the multitudes of areas within ourselves. And we know that it takes time and it even takes a little bit of pressure, again, from the negativity that surrounds us, but those things allow us to see further and beyond the illusion of the separation. By choosing to create more separation, we're choosing to be a part of the participation of the world. We're choosing to be a part of the unification. But it comes down to how we separate. Let's get to our final card, baby. That's so crazy that this is still down here. Oh, I love this song too. This is a great song to end on. Oh, shit. Yeah. I might have to leave y'all with a rap or something, man. Yo. Final message is the full card, man. Take a chance on yourself. Gunslinger. This song is called Gunslinger. Gunslinger. This song is called Gunslinger. That's what you about to do. Go ahead and take an aim with your barrel, do. Damn. I missed the beat, I missed the words, but I said it in my head. Do you hear the words? Nope. But I thought them up and for sure. Doing what I can as an express mode. Just showing what I do. Bringing what I can so you can make a move. Just do you as you do. Be who you be as you show you who. Show you yourself. Doing you yourself. Make the show that you can see anything that you got, anything that you need. Yeah. Anyways, so this being our final message, I really want you to understand this is you seeing that no matter what you do in any situation, you have the ability to create anew. This is why my name is Mr. Anew. I'm just any dude, bro. I'm just any person. I'm just a mister, right? A mystery, you can even say. But I'm a mister. I'm just, why? Because you call me teacher. Why? Because that's what people would do. When you have a title, you get associated with those things of division. Is everybody a teacher in the world? No. And so because that, we divided those people up into that profession and now we call them teacher. Do we need to have a job called teacher to know when motherfuckers be teaching? No. So we even have an identification even outside the construct we created, just like with time. So there's things that exist beyond time. So that means there's things that exist beyond our creations. That means what could exist beyond creations? Creation. So you gotta see the differences, but the difference is the key. That's cool. The difference is the key. So I'm really hoping that eventually, quite soon here, I'll be able to make separation with certain things. Divide them up and, multiply. But that's what I'm moving towards. Looking at creating things anew by separation. Again, if we're talking about sex here, we just gotta say, we gotta divide the legs in order to multiply. Huh. But anyways, I want to read this for y'all. This has been a long ass reading, but that's alright. So, beautiful card, the Fool. This is the zero card. I love that fact, man, because zero is the first number. But a lot of people, like I keep saying, I think a lot of people think that a lot of things are intelligence, but they're so simple, so simple. And so, with that being said, you got to give yourself a lot more credit because you're way smarter than what you think. You just didn't have the greatest teacher to try to put it together, and that takes a team. Anyways, the Fool. The Fool represents someone who started an exciting adventure. Jack Skellington, like the Fool, is enthusiastic and determined as he sets out on his ill advised journey to take over Christmas. When this card is upright, channel Jack Singleton or Skellington's childlike enthusiasm as you take your first steps towards something new. With limitless potential, there's no telling how far you'll go. But also keep in mind that your nativity and your idealism may initially blind you to the damage you will cause when taking over something that doesn't belong to you, like Christmas. Learn from his mistakes, learn from your past, learn from who you are. Stay excited about your future, but be sensible and look ahead before you take that leap. See where you're going. Don't just be in the negativity. Jump into the negativity with a point to create brand new. Every single you loves the vision. Your cells are constantly dividing. Divide and multiply, people, and you'll be able to divide negativity and multiply into positivity way quicker than what you would know. So, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me on this one. Definitely deep, definitely deep. I forgot what we was gonna call this, but let's get our shit together because it's time. How about them lights, baby? All right. Love y'all. Love you. See y'all later. Bye.